summer retreat. So happy to see everybody. But as you guys know, we've had some changes within the program and on our staff, and this is the first time the public has been able to see our most recent hire, and we're so excited to have Jacque in the fold and with us, and I think that his reputation and the knowledge you have about him speaks for itself. It's not very often you can have someone on your staff whose name is hung with the retired jerseys on the west end, and on the east end his name is hung with the two-time first-team academic All-Americans too. And then obviously to be a 12-year NBA vet as a player, win a world championship, and then go on to be an assistant coach and then be a three-time head NBA coach. We're very, very proud and excited about Jacque coming in and making us better.
Hey, Coach, I think one of the first games here, you had a shot to beat Indiana in overtime. I think you were a freshman, and since then you've had sustained success here. Coming back now as a coach, have you thought about what that might mean, knowing that you've done it also as an alumni too?
I think it's saying the thought of it is, I think it's pretty cool. The fact that I'll be involved in coaching a group that I play on the same floor that they're playing on, and for me to come back after probably 30 years of being in the NBA, and the experiences from those early years for me, and now to be able to talk with guys about it and what my path has been, and hopefully guide them and be a mentor, a coach, and someone that is pulling for them more than they're pulling for themselves. So it's pretty cool.
Jacque, how much have you followed what Coach Self's done during his time here and just the program since you've been gone?
I think that's one of the things that really brought me back. Is I've been fortunate to be around some great coaches, and we always talk about kids getting better and guys getting better, and I think as a coach I want to get better, and so the opportunity to be around a Hall of Famer who has 2 national championships and is taking our program to a different level really guided my pivot to come back home.
For either or both of you too, along those same lines, when you first got together to talk about this pairing, did you talk philosophy and fit, and this is how I see it, and this is how you need to see it, or this is how you see it, or I mean, did that stuff happen immediately, or is that kind of a work in progress still, or where did that kind of land?
I think it's a work in progress. I actually, I love Norm, and Norm has been the most loyal guy, and we've been together forever. But he saw this as being a great time for him to step aside. Which, when that occurs, there's obviously a door that opens, and opportunity presents itself. I called Jacque, and I could be wrong. I think Jacque was probably a little surprised that I was calling, and even more surprised when I said, "Hey, I got something kind of off the wall I want you to think about." and he didn't really respond, if I remember correctly. And then he said, "I'm going to take it to Laura, his wife, and the family, and I'm interested enough for this conversation to continue, and I'll let you know in a couple of days on exactly what I'm thinking." Would that be a fair assessment?
That's it, Coach. Yeah.
And in a couple of days, I called back, and it was like, "We're good. Tell me more." And so that's what we talked about. It's exciting. It's exciting for Kansas because obviously there's been a lot of beloved players since I've been here, and obviously in the regimes before I arrived here. But when I think about the most beloved that I've had, that combine talent, on-court success, community involvement, connection to fans, you know, one of the first ones I think about would be Devontae. Well, to me, this was the equivalent of Devontae under Coach Williams. I think it's exciting, and but I don't think you hire somebody because people like him. I think you hire only because they complement what your talents are, and he does that in a way that it brings something to us that's different than what we've ever had before. I mean, we have a college assistant coach that was a 3-time NBA head coach that's trained Kevin and Kyrie and all the different guys that I think brings immediate credibility to guys that want to be pros out there, knowing they're going to get to work with somebody that knows firsthand what it's supposed to look like.
Jacque, your experience is in the NBA. Coming down to college, I mean, how is your approach going to be different in terms of coaching? How is it going to differ from coaching those NBA guys to the college guys, developmentally, coaching-wise, just your thought process coming in?
I think it really remains the same. Players are players. The talent level could be different, but you still listen with intent. You still are truthful to the guys. You still pull for them and want them to get better. So I think that doesn't change. I used to always talk to guys in the video room, and I used to say, "Do you want to coach?" They say, "Yeah." I say, "Okay, well, there's a JUCO job that's available. There's a D3 job that's available. There's a college job that's available. Do you want to coach?" Coaching is coaching. It just so happened that my path took me to the NBA, but there's excellent coaches across this country that coach at all levels of the game.
Jacque, how big are you on analytics? I think I was reading you'll use it even during the games. And will you bring, I don't know how much coach has been doing analytics, but will you want Jacque to do some of that?
Well, we'll have an idea. Like Chase is very analytically driven. You know, Chase has NBA background too, guys. But what Jacque can bring to the table from his time is different than Chase's, is different than what we've done. And I think that the idea is putting something together that complements what is most important to us, not what was most important to Brooklyn or what was most important to the Hawks back when Chase was there, but what's most relevant to the University of Kansas, and we're going to work on doing that.
Would you use it during games?
For sure, different stops that I've had, Gary. That was a trending topic in the NBA. I think there is a ability to make analytics, you digest it, and you can give it to the players in a digestible way. But there's a lot to it, for sure.
When you were here, you came in and started from day one, big reputation, and now they have a guy coming in and start from day one probably. Will you work with him a lot, and do you see that could be of value?
I think coach has given me the freedom, which is great, that not to pigeonhole myself into only working with DP, but I've had the ability, which is great, to have a young guy, I'll say for example, a Nick Claxton that I coach, and now he just made $100 million last year, and so there's different approaches. I think I pride myself on being able to coach bigs and smalls across the board, so I'm looking forward to working with all the guys. But we do have a special individual in DP that you see my voice already. I'm not in prime form yet, Coach. My voice is. Yesterday we had one day.
You know what is amazing is he talks to Gary like they're best friends. And Gary was doing this 15 years before Jacque got here, so that ages Gary just a little bit.
There you go, Gary.
Finally, did you talk to any of your former teammates during the interview process, or the process of thinking about the job, and what do they think now?
I did talk to a bunch of guys actually across the board that either had coached in college, like Jared, which I talked to and ran some ideals by and got his input, to other friends of mine that had coached in college at other places, and then also I've been fortunate enough to talk to other professional coaches, and they thought that it was a great idea and pivot at this time of my life.
Jacque, maybe this is covered a little bit by what Gary just asked, but what was the period of, I guess, deliberation like after he first came to you with the offer?
I think Coach said it, I mean, timeline is right on target. I had to get it approved by my boss, and who is also a Jayhawk, which she loves being back home also. And so I was telling guys that a lot of the moves that we made, my family made a huge sacrifice. Whether one of my kids is born here in Lawrence, one is born in New Jersey, the last 8 years or whatever, they were in Brooklyn. They spent time, half of middle school in Orlando, so sometime in San Antonio. That's what happens when you coach. And this move was really special because I was able to kind of make this for her also, and for her to come back home and us to have this time together and be a part of this program again.
Coach Vaughn, given your experience not only as a player here, but as a championship player with a long career in the NBA and a long career coaching, what is the general tone of messaging that you can bring for young players with NBA dreams?
I think my biggest message, and I'll continue to harp on this, is there are no shortcuts. I think, and I really believe in putting in the work, and the results will come from that work. I like to do simple better, and so I don't complicate things. And so that message to the guys, I always said, the less amount of keys on my key ring, the better off I'll be. And so we're just going to do simple better, not take shortcuts, and work extremely hard.
Jacque, with your NBA experience coaching, there's a lot of guys on this roster the next year, the year after, hoping to play in the NBA. How do you kind of utilize the skill set you have being in the league for so long to kind of help them reach those aspirations?
Well, the great thing is when I accepted the job, I probably had 25 calls from whether it was assistant GMs, personnel across the league, and first of all, so the direct feedback for our guys I think will be beneficial. And then I had the luxury of coaching dudes who are top 75 of all time in NBA. And that experience was valuable for me, and hopefully I can use that experience to help our guys.
Coach, when you stepped foot on that court for the first time as an assistant, did any emotions come back or any memories, or is there one or two things that you kind of were flooded with from your time playing here?
I don't think I told Coach this. I told my wife this, but I woke up at like 4:30 the other day in the morning time. And I said, that's a good sign right there. The enthusiasm, like I was looking forward to being on the court with the guys. Like it brought back all the first of training camps that I had when I woke up early. So let's keep waking up early. That was a good sign.
Bill, with so many changes, not just to the roster, but to the staff, how long do you feel like it might take to get everyone on the same page and get accustomed to what you like to do?
I think we'll have that, for the most part, done by the end of summer. I actually, I like my staff, and I believe I've got to figure some stuff out too on how this team can play and what's important to this team being successful based on what I see watching the guys work out too before probably on the exact same page. But I would anticipate by the end of summer, do a staff retreat to put together a yearly game plan in August, and we'll be ready to roll, no hesitations come August.
Jacque, is my timeline right? Did you coach Jalen Wilson for a little bit?
I did have Jalen.
So I wonder, did you reach out to him at all? And then, Coach, did you tell Jalen to help recruit Jacque back home?
Go ahead. Well, I want him to buy me dinner when he comes. I played him, so it's a good thing. And I always pull for him, and which is great. Continue to pull for him. He's carved out a niche in the league, and it's special. I mean, even see, Johnny, who's going to have a chance to play in the finals. Like, he'll never forget that. I was a young player. I was on the Jazz. We lost to Jordan at that time. Got a chance to be in a finals. You'll never forget that as a young player. And I'll never forget being a part of Jalen's first year in an NBA.
Did you talk to him about what Bill's like or anything like that, or no time?
I did. I'm getting better on social media. You know, that's how you reach out to guys, I guess. And so, my son, which is great, I have two kids who are in college. They're helping me.
Good.
And I did not reach out to anyone concerning Jacque. I was confident with him, and the fact that if I did reach out, I knew that there would be a chance that others would possibly read it on social media. I thought it was in my best interest not to put anything out there.
You got anything else? Gary.
Louisville just announced you guys were gonna play them. Any quick comment?
Well, it's an exhibition game, and I don't know if we're playing in the Yum Center or Freedom Hall, to be honest. I don't know. Is it in the Yum?
Yes, sir.
So I haven't, we've been in it once. We got beat, who was it?
16,
What, Villanova in the Elite Eight. So obviously a great memory. But we'll be excited to go back. I actually like the idea of the rule change, being able to play somebody like that, and I like playing a road game. You know, we've been beaten the last 2 years in a road game, even though they weren't real games. But I think it's good preparation for especially an early season game, and Louisville should be loaded. It'll be a tough start to what will be a ridiculously hard schedule.
Just a quick follow-up on that. I know last year you had talked about wanting Rev Share to play a role in these exhibitions. How much of a benefit can this be from that perspective?
You know what, Henry, I don't know that I understand the rule well enough, and the settlement's not signed. From what I understand is they'll pay us a guarantee to go there, and then if we would host a similar game, then we pay that respective team a guarantee to come to our place. But in the past, through a charity game, that could go towards NIL if it's a charity game and it's a legitimate NIL opportunity. I don't know how that will play out yet in this year's deal, but it is beneficial that we can at least receive a payout to go somewhere. Now, whether or not that goes to NIL or goes to the athletic department, I don't know how that works.
And for both you guys, you said you've had one session with the guys so far. Who jumps out besides the obvious Darren Peterson, and do you like what you've seen so far?
I liked what I saw a lot yesterday. Now, one session in summer when you're going for an hour, you probably don't have a great feel on how you play in February, just quite yet. But we're quicker, we're more explosive, we're more athletic, and we're longer. So there's some good things physically when you just look at them. But it's going to be a fun group, and you guys are going to talk to them here in a little bit, I think, and I'm sure you'll feel the same way after visiting with them.
All right, thanks, coaches.
Okay.